All right, we are live.
Welcome to the Truth Revival. I'm Joshua James.
This is Amber Fields, and we have two very special guests tonight in lieu of Mother's Day.
And
Super excited.
I can feel the nerves of my mother radiating off of her right now. She's so nervous. It's so cute.
Yes. So you go first. Introduce Leslie.
Radiating off of her. Hold on. There we go. Got it. The sound was also on my computer, so that was awkward. So happy Mother's Day to your mom.
Yes, and to Leslie and all of the mothers that are out there watching tonight. Happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. If you don't know, this is my mama, Sandy West. Hello.
And this is my mama, Leslie Agan.
Hello. So excited. It's like
so cute.
Oh, so cute. Our moms are adorable. It's like the special Mother's Day edition because we're coming out of quarantine.
And I'm back in Indianapolis.
Yay!
I know, yay!
They even clap the same.
I'm like, I love how her hair's looking fresh, your hair's looking fresh, and I'm over here with a
mullet. We don't even want to discuss mine, Joshy.
Well, that's because your face is so beautiful. We don't want to take away from it.
That's right.
Aren't you just sweet guy?
Oh man, that's why we keep him around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Most of the time he's sweet.
I'm like, that was the biggest crock shit I've ever heard.
Mother just spoke truth though.
Yeah, we keep you around because you're so sweet. Let's get real.
Most of the time.
So we're on tonight because obviously today is Mother's Day. And we wanted to not only honor our moms, but honor all of the moms across the world because it is, I think, the biggest job of all. You know, I've watched not only my mom raise 5 kids, one that she married into, but I also I get to watch my sister with her kids and, the moms of my nieces and it is so much work. It's literally the never ending job. And Amber, you too, happy Mother's Day to you too. Yeah. I didn't even say happy Mother's Day to you yet today.
That's all right. Thank you.
And you're like the most spectacular mom. I don't even know how you do it.
I had a good teacher.
Is it not, am I right, Sandy? It is.
Yes, you are.
Crazy.
She's an excellent mom.
She reminds me of my mom. My mom had
amazing.
She had 3 jobs, 5 kids. We had a showroom looking house. I mean, we were in church, always dressed to the nines. I mean, she was just the most incredible mom. And you remind me so much of her. It's ridiculous.
Well, thank you.
I'm serious, man. And that's a huge compliment coming from me because my mom is, I just think the whole world of her.
Yes. Our mom is a rock stars.
Yes. And I don't even know how your mom put up with you.
She says that's why I have 5 kids.
Payback's a bitch.
No, not really. You do say that all the time. Like, don't be lying on life.
So I know that we've got, there's obviously some sweetness and some love stuff that we want to kind of go over. But you and I were talking last night when I was doing your hair at 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were talking about not only is the job of a mother so important, but how I think there were just some really cool questions coming up. Sandy, for you, right? In your path along the way with raising Amber and your other kids, how have you as a mother, because I can think how to honor my mom, right? And I can think what would be the best way to honor my mom, but where for you, how have your children honored you the most? And maybe they don't even know. What's important to you as a mom?
Well, first and foremost, respect. My 2 daughters give that to me 99.9% of the time.
There's that one.
I have that one that doesn't quite do that, but it doesn't really matter. I've just the biggest, most important thing to me is spending time with my kids on Mother's Day. And of course my grandchildren now. Because for me, those, what, 10 people are my life. So, that's what's really important to me, and spending time with them. This quarantine business has really taken its toll. And for me, that was actually the only thing that changed, was I wasn't able to see my kids and my grandkids because I still went to work. I still, but being with them, it's just honestly my greatest pleasure. So we don't have to be doing anything special, going anywhere, just spending quality time with them. And that's my biggest thing.
Her grandkids are the gift for not killing us.
Yes.
I've said it was worth raising my kids for the grandkids.
That's right.
It made it all worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just hear? Did you just get a little emotional?
Just a little bit.
You in your choke bag.
Listen, I am my mother's son. Okay, you get
We
the
know.
bottom lip quiver, and it looks like this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and we it doesn't take very much, but a little sweet moment, and we have to turn the camera away because we are full throttle sobbing.
I'll be shocked if we make it through this without that happening, sir.
Oh, for sure. So, same question goes for you, Mom.
Yep.
With all 5 of your kids, and with us doing our best, I mean, obviously Mother's Day is where you get the most attention, but where can you look back with any one of your kids where there's just a moment that stands out for you where you felt so honored as a mother, like we didn't even know maybe that we had touched the spot of honoring you the most?
It really wasn't Mother's Day. It was my 50th birthday. And the surprise birthday party they gave me that I had no idea. And I had a poem read to me that one of my sons wrote, and they all gave a little speech about how they felt about me. And that was a special time. Sorry.
No, you don't get to apologize for that. That's amazing. That's awesome.
But being a mom, I've always wanted to be a mom ever since I was a little girl. My goal was to have a large family, and that happened. And what I wanted to see most, which can't say that was on because of me, but because of my husband and I both, we've raised 5 children that are very loving and very caring. They're fireheads. I mean, they can get into some big arguments, but the arguments are over very quickly, and they're giving, they're selfless. All 5 of them are good kids. And that honors a parent the most, is when you have good kids that are gracious and they care about others, and they're not selfish people at all. And they all love the Lord, which is very important to me too. So that was what I wanted to achieve. And I think I made a lot of mistakes, and all of us moms do, and it's okay because we learn and grow from it. And but if you end up having some good kids that love each other, and family is everything to all of us, I think that's really important. So
yeah,
I'm proud of all my kids. They put me through some trials every once in a while. Actually, maybe a little more than once in a while. But
I hear you.
They've all turned out to be awesome and really good kids. So now I just test of that to my grandkids.
It's a test of that faith.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So as we were talking, one of the questions that I had, because Joshua, you said it a little bit ago, we think we know how to honor you, but what is it that I would love to know, like what the perfect Mother's Day would be for you? And you may have had it and you could describe it, but maybe you haven't. Maybe there's something that, whether it be a vacation or sitting down and watching. I know mom loves to sit down and watch old movies of when we were kids, and just reminiscing. That's actually a Christmas thing that we do. But, what's something, Leslie, that, how would you love to spend your Mother's Day if you could do anything in the world?
That, like your mom, have us all together without a single person missing. And with a large family, sometimes that's tough. But when they're all there, that's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I need. So
I feel the same.
We achieve it often. Occasionally somebody can't show up, but most of the time we achieve it. And then to have the little ones running around is a joy. A joy to watch them grow very fast. But
yeah,
that's a perfect, it doesn't matter where it is. It could be in my backyard, or we did all take a trip to Cancun, and all of us went, and or not Cancun, Costa Rica. My daughter and her husband treated us all, and it was a vacation I don't think any of us will ever forget. It was wonderful. So
from start to finish, truly, it was perfection.
Yeah, it really was.
And that doesn't happen a lot when you have big families with really strong personalities and little kids running around, and there's potential for opinions to come to the surface.
Yeah.
And my family seamlessly coexisted for an entire week, and it was
without a flaw.
It was perfection.
Yeah.
That will go down in history.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be telling my kids about it for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be trying to recreate it with my kids and feeling like a failure for the rest of my life.
No, you won't fail.
No.
You'll make mistakes. We all do, but you won't fail.
If there's anybody in the world that I know that could recreate and have that happen again with serious intention, Joshua, it's you.
Fair enough.
Yep. How about you, Mom?
Anywhere, anything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Perfect Mother's Day. I don't. I just being with you kids is my greatest pleasure. I mean, like that one year Crystal took me out for a really fancy breakfast at a restaurant downtown, and then I think afterwards we came to your house.
Yeah.
Did we not?
Yeah.
So it was, they do like to surprise me with things, and I love that. Like Crystal did. I wish I could remember the restaurant, but it was a real fancy. She took me out for breakfast, big surprise. Then we all came over to Amber's house, and of course I had gifts here. And just being with them and the kids, that's what makes me happy. Last year, I saw one of my children on Mother's Day, and I will let Amber tell you the rest, but
it was actually not. It was a very scary time. You're giving me permission to share it, but I think this goes to show that for me, Mother's Day is twofold for me, right? I'm with my kids every single day, and I love them. Like you guys know, they are my everything, all 5 of them. And but there are sometimes I could take Mother's Day and go be by myself. I would love, if it were me, to go have a spa day, just to kind of go be all about me, because I never take time to do those things typically. But last year, Joshua, I was at Zarvos, and I was away at a weekend, and so I couldn't be with my mom. And it's not that I didn't want to. I had other commitments, and I think my sister came over. My brother had some other stuff going on, and my mom suffered a heart attack on Mother's Day last year, and it wasn't the typical heart attack.
no, it's what they call an vasospasm. It's called a broken heart syndrome.
Oh my.
Yep.
Wow.
So at 8:30 we get the call.
See what happens when you don't go see your mother on Mother's Day?
Yeah, buddy.
She gets a broken heart.
It's 100% true. Like the story. Like, so it's like 8:30. We get the call, rushing mom to the hospital. I was like, listen, her intentions are way higher than what she thinks it is. She actually got us all together on Mother's Day. I'm like, well, job well done, Mom. You got us all here, and you're gonna come out on the other side of this healthier than when you went in. So
She's like, hold up, I know how to get this fixed.
Yeah,
it worked.
It was very scary.
It was.
So,
but
well, I'm glad that you're still with us.
thank you.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yes.
I have lots of grandbabies to finish watching grow up, and my kids don't realize it, I don't think, but they've all gone to college, they've all graduated. And like Leslie, I'm very proud of my children because they are all very loving, very giving. You know, they do care about other people, put themselves out there for other people. And I'm very proud of that. So yeah, I'm tearing up. So
and here we go.
I'll tell you, to me, the achievements that they do in life, when business and success is secondary to that. I think if you raise good people, that's what matters.
Yep.
And this year with the virus going around, there's been a lot of moms spending time by themselves, which has been very difficult.
Yeah.
I too have been by myself today, except for this moment with Josh. But
In the moment of doing that awesome haircut.
in the moment of doing that haircut for me, so I needed it so bad. But it will really make us appreciate. I think with all this going on, I think we're going to find more and more families appreciating each other and wanting to be together. And I hope that we see a change in that. We all kind of drive ourselves a little crazy doing, and this has made us go back and think about what's most important, who's always there for you, which is your family, of course, and the Lord, of course. And I'm hoping that people will make more effort to spend more time with their families and their moms and their dads.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You know, I would really love to know from you guys at home watching and getting to know these two fabulous moms of ours. How have you been honored in the past? Or even if you're not a mom, say you're the son of one, and there's a Mother's Day that stands out for you, but more so she touched on the topic of what I was originally going to ask is in this time of quarantine and needing to keep some distance to keep loved ones healthy, what are some of the creative ways that you guys have been able to cause connection and show up for your loved ones and show up in a way that, you know, might actually give some other people some ideas of being able to create connection with their loved ones that might be struggling with being alone and not being around the people that they care about the most? I think it's, you know, it's hard. I think that God created us to be in connection. You know, I think that love and connection and relationship is the reason. I mean, God created us because he didn't want to be alone, right? So it is the sole purpose in which we live and breathe. And when we cannot have these moments of connection because we want to keep people safe and out of harm's way, we have to become creative. And some people are not creative. So help us out in the comment section on this video. Please let us know how you've been creative, or you know, bring some love into the room and into this message, and let us know how you've experienced Mother's Day in the past that has stuck in your memory for a little bit. You know, Amber, for you, in giving a Mother's Day to Sandy, what's one that you created for her that stands out in your mind?
A Mother's Day that stands out. I don't know. I really just try to get us all together, like, because it's so important for her. And like I said, last year we didn't get to do it. And there are days, like I said, I fall short on this because for me, Mother's Day is about two. So it's like, can we hang out on Saturday so I can not see anybody on Sunday? And that's very off for me. I'm not that, you know, I'm typically all about all the people. But, you know, more than anything, I just want my mom to know that she is loved and to feel it and be with the people that are most important to her. So, and everything that I do revolves around food. So I'm always, anytime that I can cook for her or provide a meal and bring us all together, I think those are the ones, and we are both that way because I enjoy that too. A wonderful, which today has been the Mother's Day. Like, I got to see my mom. I got to be with my brother and sister and they're part of their families, and my kids, all of them have passed through here at some point or another today. So, you know, I think that
it was a perfect
it
day.
was like the perfect day for both of us.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I had to work all day, but can I just tell you, my family is choosing to celebrate Mother's Day next weekend so that the weather would be a little bit nicer.
Mhm.
So I get my mom to myself all night long. I have no one stealing the attention because she knows and I know that I'm the favorite.
Mhm. You're not supposed to
They're
say
all
that
my
out loud.
I'm allowed to say that. She's just not allowed to agree to it.
They're all my favorites.
That's right. Leslie, I'm with you. I have 5, and it is a common fight at the dinner table. No, I'm the favorite. No, I'm the favorite.
Always. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Listen, there are no favorite. You know what? Actually, there are. You all are my favorite at different points at different times. How's that?
Yeah. I've heard stories of moms saying they have their favorites, and I don't understand that. Now, there are times where I don't like them, but they're all my
So
favorites.
glad I'm not the only one.
They're all so individual and so different from each other, except for maybe Josh and Amber. They're very much alike, but
They are.
They're
No,
they're
hurry.
all
Hurry.
unique, and they're all my favorites. And I'm finding that even in my grandkids, they're so, there isn't one that is alike personality wise, which is so fun to watch. And it's fun to watch some of them give their moms and dads a little tough time, and I get to look and smile.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. How many do you have, Leslie? How many grandkids?
8.
And what are their ages?
The oldest one, I can't believe it, is 15. And the youngest one is
1.
1. Yeah, 1.
Wow.
So, and there's a couple of 8-year-olds. No, there's a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, 2 8-year-olds, a 5-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
And that's with 2 of the 5 of us only having babies. And you know I'm about to be like Angelina and Brad with like 10 kids on a rope walking through the grocery store. One from different countries of the world. So she's gonna have a very busy geriatric life, let me tell you.
The more the better. The more grandkids, the better. I can't wait.
That's exciting. Yeah, it sounds like to me you're just getting started.
Yeah, I hope so. Since it's only 2 of 5 that have kids, there's 3 more that still have to have some children. So hopefully it happens.
My kids.
How many are on your side of the family?
How many do you have?
I have 5.
Well, our brother has 4, soon to be.
Well, okay, yes.
So she has 5, but
No,
she's
no,
about
no,
to have
no.
9.
Yeah.
So
My son's engaged to a lady with 4 children.
yeah.
Oh, wow. You're jumping very
Oh,
quickly.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. But ours age and range from 20, he'll be 20 this month, to the twins are both 9. Yeah, 9. So, yeah, I cannot believe that
They're 9.
that they're 9 and that he's 20.
Yeah,
That makes you really old.
I know.
Considering he was 2 when he was brought into our family.
I can't believe you have a 20-year-old.
I was just going to say that. I can't believe
Oh.
she's a 20-year-old either.
Tell you what.
It's okay.
Thank you, Brandy and Danny, for starting early.
I have almost
So there you go. We're not talking
You can
about
say
me.
that again. Go ahead.
Now I'm glad we did this separate, because I'd be over there smacking you around, boy.
So Jackie Brown said, we video chat. I am with my mom each week as I do all of her shopping. My best Mother's Day memory is when my kids were 2 and newborn, cuddling and just grateful for life's blessings.
Oh, thanks, Jackie.
That's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to do that.
I love it.
I can't wait for my Mother's Day.
Your mother.
I was waiting for you guys to get the joke.
I was still reading your comment. I'm like, your Mother's Day. You are quite a mother. Oh, I love it.
We have Pamela on here. She was watching, or I don't know if she is still watching. Pam, if you are, you can go ahead and comment. You want to talk about a mama.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shout out to the single moms.
That's right.
She and her daughter is
Mm-hmm.
bold.
My kids just said today, we have not seen her in forever. I'm like, I know. And what's funny is I just texted Pam, Happy Mother's Day. And my kids brought it up. They didn't know that I texted her. So, yeah,
Oh,
we love
everybody
all
was
our,
thinking about her.
mm-hmm. This time has been tough, yes, we've found creative ways like you talked about before, connecting, whether it be via Zoom or, um, house party, whatever that app is, or Facebook or whatever. But for me, hands down, there's nothing like physical connection, like transferring of energy. When I saw my sister for the first time last weekend in like 2 months, like I think we literally could have spent the entire hour hugging because it was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much I missed you, you know? So I hope, like you, Leslie, that people realize the appreciation for human connection and the appreciation for taking care of their moms and dads and being there for them.
And shout out to the women in the world who have stepped in to take the place of missing mothers for children who don't have one. Those are some big shoes to fill. And if I could even compassionately pretend to put myself in that type of position, what a place to really be susceptible to fear, like to be somebody to a child that doesn't have somebody, because I can think of friends right now who, really grew up with no mom, but there was the still mom figure in their life, and it's like, man, like that is, I think that's just as equally as important, because
Yeah.
no child deserves to grow up without a mom or a dad,
Mm-hmm.
but I
And
think there should just be some serious love for those people.
that's right. I think about the people who don't have moms on this day. I pray really, my husband's one of them, and both of my dads, their moms are gone, so it's just, and I don't think it ever gets any easier on this day, but we try to honor them, shining down on us from heaven. But you just never know. Their moms were taken really early. Both of my dad's moms were taken at 44. And my husband's mom died at 51. So the fact that we even still get to sit here with our moms today means the world to me, because you just know.
And you can always honor the memory.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that's where love can continue to live, is always in the memory of what was, and celebrate, how those experiences through your life made you and formed you to who you are. It's like, there are times in my life where I can look back and be like, those were some iffy days, but I can look at the core of who I am and know that a huge part of who I am and my moral system and, the amount of compassion and empathy and the way that this woman has an unwavering, steadfast belief in her faith in Jesus Christ has taught me, like, no, not just because my opinion differs from, the social standard, or who I am is different from what people expect me to be, does not mean that I need to cave into that. I get to be and celebrate exactly who I am. And she is unbelievably so the person who taught me how to be that, and so that memory, those parts of me, I now get to pass down to my kids and also share those gifts with the world. And what she created with me as a little boy is now becoming this massive ripple effect in the world. And all she was doing was being herself, standing in her power as, who she is as a woman and a mom. And I just think that moms really, I don't think, I think they know, they have an idea as whether or not they did a good job as a mom, right? But I don't think they actually know with conscious understanding the magnitude of the explosive rippling that they cause in the world by being the moms that they are, And I think that's why Mother's Day is so important, to honor these women, because of they're truly shaping the world in which we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I often give my mom a hard time because I don't feel like she gives herself enough credit for raising 3
Same.
spectacular humans.
Same.
I mean,
You always wish you could have a do-over, and because you make mistakes, but we all make mistakes. The thing is you just keep treading on and doing what's right, and the outcome usually will turn out to be pretty good.
Oh, Andrea Frost just commented.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, she said, "Hi, Josh and Leslie. Josh, you are so right." I love when people say that. Can I just say,
We love being right.
those are my favorite 5 words. Josh, you are so right.
Yeah, sometimes you've been wrong.
I mean, it's almost, it's poetic, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's just, I just messing.
You are so funny.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I think that the other hard part about being a mom is, yes, you're right. You just show up. You do the very best you can with what you have, and you don't get the evidence that you're doing a good job until much later in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shared this on a podcast I was on with my friend Jacqueline last week, that my son was leaving for boot camp, and he was the tough one. Him and his mom were like locking arms and trying to figure out how to get him graduated. And, it was a scary time, and he leaves, and I'm literally losing my mind, laying in bed crying, like, oh my God, we didn't break him. Like, he's making like his first moves towards adulthood, and we did a good job. And he's not a very emotional kid. So at that moment, he sends a text message to me. I don't know if his dad tipped him in or what happened, or if it was God's grace, but he sent me a text message that said, "Thank you for who you've been for me. I miss you already. I can't wait to hug you and see you again." Oh. I was like, yeah, I was a mess. She gone. She was gone. Because, you just hope that everything that you're doing is right, and that and I just hope they hear you. I hope they hear me, and I hope that they take the good stuff from, which I know you've said before. I just want you to take all the things I did good and make it great.
Yeah. And the man that he came back as.
Right.
It's like sometimes I think, I mean, you can attest to this, right? It's like your children get to a point and you just got to let them go, right? And the hardest circumstances and the toughest stuff they go through bring all of that motherly love bucket to the surface, and that child becomes rounded, right? And they start to see the world for, oh dang, my mom wasn't crazy, and like things she said might be true. That's weird.
What? It's Mother's Day. I told you that they would eventually come running through here.
I'm like, I had a profound moment and you just missed it. She turned around and said,
Sorry.
What? I'll just let you go back and watch the video later. Sandy, you were here. You and me were here together.
Listen, this girl is like, squirrel. I hear one of my children. Oh,
Shut.
Son.
Nope.
Where's Hayden?
I don't know. This was the risk. I said, I'm like, we're running a risk by having this show out here in the open, because they're going to come flailing through shortly, and my face is so red, it's so hot, but this is life, right?
Well, those are like some of my favorite miniature humans. I love those little babies.
Yes, and they will do anything they possibly can to be on TV, to be on Facebook, to be on the show. So, yeah,
Hey, it's Mother's Day. That's perfect timing.
It was.
And here comes another one.
That's right. Sorry, Joshua, I missed your moment. Thanks to one of my children.
Okay. It'll feel like Christmas when you go back to watch it later.
This is why I love us.
I will be excited for future Mother's Days where we all get to be together. I can't wait till like our moms can have like a Sunday lunch together,
Oh, that would be
awesome.
wonderful.
That would be nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Because she ain't going anywhere.
Who's she? Me?
You.
Oh, no. You
She's
stuck.
like, "Duh."
You're stuck. Look, she's got one Amber with an RE and she's got the other one with an ER. I'm just saying.
That's right. I always have to say, Amber who? Which one?
Which one? The re or the
I know. I'm about to like start diverting back to like how everybody else in the world says my sister's name. Be like, Ambre, so that she gets it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I would love to know. The show is not about Amber. One day we'll have one of those, but the spelling of her name I'm fascinated by because her and I used to joke which ones was spelled right.
You are.
Hers is wrong. My daughter's is wrong. Her dad came up with that spelling, and we just had to make it different.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, but we did.
I love it. I think it's great. And you know, I don't know very many redhead Ambers, so she's special to me.
I'm like,
Yeah.
we
She
all
is
know
an
why-
ombre.
We all know why he chose that name. It was the 70s. Okay.
Oh my God.
He just was signing the birth certificate and maybe had a little too much.
Maybe
And got the R and the E reversed by accident. But it totally worked out because
But it wasn't me that was doing that.
I didn't know. Quite the opposite, actually.
Not this mama.
No,
No, but it totally works, man. I mean, it became her whole brand, you know?
Oh, I knew. Listen, I can't wait to have a conversation with your sister because I've been Amber Blend's fan before people knew who Amber Blends was. Someone like 10 years ago was like, "Oh, you have to try this stuff out. It's amazing." And I've been in love ever since. Like, can't stop wearing it. So, and then I come full circle and meet her brother and become best friends with him. And I'm like, this is just how God works. It's just how it works. And then I meet the human that created both of them, and I am like, this is a darn good day.
Why did I just hear Ariel from Little Mermaid like, ah?
Yes.
You know, this is kind of a great lead up because we're actually going to have Amber on the show. We were going to have it today, and she and I both forgot that it was going to be Mother's Day. So I think we're going to shoot for next Sunday, which everyone should be looking forward to. And I think we're actually going to do it on location, or no,
2 weekends.
2 weekends from now. Yes. And we'll be doing it on location at her house. And we'll be talking about some at-home holistic things in your refrigerator that you can be doing to boost your immune system in times of, you know, quarantine and wanting to stay healthy and not kind of falling victim to, modern age medicinal answers like medicines and big pharma crap.
Yeah, it's
So
going to be good.
I look forward to that one for sure. But I know that she is celebrating her Mother's Day tonight with her kids and her husband, and Kingston and Kata, I'm sure, put on quite the show for that Mother's Day. Those kids are so full of personality. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
They're both redheads, you know, and so they've got that fiery personality, which is so sweet to watch.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I called my sister the other day and she was FaceTiming with me, and my niece out of nowhere does this. Oh, I just love you. I was melting. And then 2 seconds later, she looked at Amber, was like, "Go brush your teeth. I can't wait to say these sentences sometime in my life. But she's like, "Go brush your teeth. Go brush your teeth." And she goes, "Mommy, I am just so sorry, but my iPad is out by the tree." I mean, she is on stage 24/7. It is the cutest thing on the planet. It is the cutest thing. And she's just like Amber was when she was little.
She's just like her mom. That's why it's so much fun to watch. She's just like her mother.
Sandy,
which is a good thing.
Sandy, which of Amber's 5 kids are most like her when she was little?
Oh God.
That, yeah.
Yes,
Kinda.
I knew it. I knew it. Haven.
When did she say Haven?
Haven.
Yeah.
Screw you both.
I knew it.
You know, the sad thing is Livy was like the angel baby. Okay. No problem, no nothing. And then we get misbehaving.
Mhm.
Misbehaving.
Right.
I've never heard that. That is
You've never heard her
genius.
called misbehaving?
I've
Oh
never
my, where have
heard
you been?
that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is so witty.
She was so cute. I didn't come up with it, but that's what she ended up being called, was misbehaving.
Yeah. She was a
Um,
hoot. And she came out squealing and squalling. She did. Yeah. She should have been a redhead. She has a fiery personality.
she does.
And my husband just sits back and laughs because he's like, I don't know why you're fighting with her, because you're literally fighting with yourself. What's happening right now? So, yes, I call my mom and go, I promise I wasn't this bad of a child, right? And she's just laughing.
Oh, my
laughing.
daughter says the very same thing to me. I wasn't like that. I said,
She's still like
yeah,
that.
you were. You know, but that being said, she's turned out to be, I think, a wonderful mother, and has a beautiful business, and that strong personality made her who she is. Exactly.
Yep.
What a reason she's
Yeah.
still alive.
That is one thing I can say without even a moment of hesitation, even though I just hesitated. My sister is truly
A great mom.
a remarkable mother.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just one of the coolest things to watch. I mean, I know that Amber is too, but you didn't know my sister back in the day. I'm just kidding.
I just said you two are very much alike.
Right.
There you
go.
Your turn's coming, Joshua.
I don't. Okay, yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's the thing. I think, yeah, she has a strong personality, but she's going to be a heck of a leader one day when she grows up, because she puts it right there out. She just gives it right to me. And then I'm like, I got nothing. I got nothing. And she's just standing there with her hands on her hips, like, like waiting for it. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's gonna be a long 10 years. And then she has her sweet, sweet brother who's like, Mommy, are you okay? Are you all right? What can I do for you?
He is.
He's a little cuddle bug.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, every time I see him, I just want to squeeze him until he toots. He is I can't wait for you to meet this little boy. He is just the yummiest little thing on the planet. It's the one that popped up in between the two of them. Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised you haven't met him when you were here that day, Leslie. I think you did. They were running around.
Yeah, I was paying attention to draperies.
Yeah, yes, you were.
I might have missed him, so.
Yeah, you're still not there. We've been under COVIDness.
Yeah.
So, Joshua, what were you going to say?
In the least words possible, and as clear as you can, what is the greatest joy about being a mom? This goes for all three of you.
Mine is love. Like, I have never felt love like I do the way I get from, and it looks different from all of my kids.
So, but wait, I hear every single mother say this. You don't know love until you've had children. Can you explain it? Is there any way to put it into words? How is it different?
Because it's unconditional. And it's, I'm going to course correct you. And somehow, some way, they still find a way to show you love in the way that you need to receive it anyway. Like, Ethan will get in trouble and he will say, Mom, I know that I'm only in trouble because you love me. So he's like helping me feel better about, because it's harder, it was harder for you to discipline the kids than it is for them. And it hurts, right? I don't want to have to do it. But he says, yeah, so it's just that it's almost like a mirror. They're giving back to me what I'm trying to give them. And that is pure. I don't know, it's just unlike anything I've ever felt before.
You didn't ever have a child say that, did you?
I have my kids tell me all the time how much they love me.
Well,
Mhm.
when you were disciplining us, we were like,
Oh,
I know
no.
you're disciplining us because you love me.
No,
you.
no.
She's mean.
I said it to you guys. I'm doing this because I love you.
Well, yeah. No one ever
But-
believed that.
Right. Ethan's the only one, and he's a sucker.
He's a suck up.
So, but I'll take what I can get, okay?
So I don't know how to describe it. You know, when you're in love with someone and you literally think that that person is your God's gift from heaven, you know, the one that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And you could quadruple that 100 times over is what a child's love is for me, or at least how I feel about my children, you know. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Um, and like most parents, I lived for my kids. And now the love is even greater because I am getting to see what kind of adults they've turned into. I don't know about Leslie, but I'm sure you feel the same way that, you know, you couldn't be more proud of your own children. And even on the days where you would like to throttle them, you know, you're still proud of them. And
Never stops.
no. So I guess for
I
me,
can truly say that I would give my life for any one of my kids. That
Yep.
I love them that much, and
Yep.
and most any parent feels that way. That you would literally give your life for them.
Oh yeah.
Just as the Lord gave his for us. And I always relate everything back to what God has done for us, but his love, we can't even fathom. I sometimes think, oh, I love my kids so much, but God loves them more. And it's hard to fathom because I think I love them.
Mm-hmm.
They take my breath away. So it's, yeah, it's an honor and a blessing to raise children. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hardest and greatest lot in life.
Yeah, it is.
Because I know, you know, I find it hard sometimes to be the mom that I know I can be. I fall short, and I'm sure that I have, you know, caused my mom pain and hurt in my life. And you know, I'm thankful for God's forgiveness and willingness to make that a part of who we are as people, because I can't imagine hanging on and holding on to those things forever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're
And they
imperfect.
still love you, even through your mistakes. You know, your kids still love you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. I yelled at Haven today, and she said, "You're making my heart hurt." I thought, I don't even know what to do with you. And I said, I'm sorry that I'm making your heart hurt. And you know that I love you more than anything in this world. And she's like, I know. I just had to say something. I don't know what to do with you. What is it for you, Leslie?
Of what?
The few words, you know, like we've been explaining. What is it? Was that your answer to that? That
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I in a few words, I love my family, my kids enough to give my life for if I had to.
You know, and her sister just chimed in. It's a Elaine Dotz Perry. And she literally just said, it is a small glimpse of how much the Lord loves us. If these two women aren't one and the same.
She's my
Right.
best friend. My best friend. Yeah.
And look at the picture of my aunt. Do they not look like twins?
Seriously.
It's
Yeah.
creepy.
Beautiful ladies.
Yeah, it's crazy. When they stand side by side, they literally look like twins.
That's amazing.
And for 1 month out of the year, you guys
We're
are the same age.
Yeah.
No, isn't that crazy? Which one's older?
She is.
Boy,
I'll
she
go with
pulled
that.
that out fast.
I'll go with that.
She's going to text something in just a
She
minute.
said
so-
that so fast.
That was
good. I'm
great.
just waiting for her comment.
Yeah.
I know, it's coming. It's coming. How many, do you have other siblings?
I have 2 brothers, amazing brothers. I had the most perfect parents on the planet.
I
And,
will agree with that.
And they raised us well. Now my brothers were a little bit of a hellions, although you were young, but they are too very loving and they would do they'd take the shirt off their back for anybody, and they're amazing man in my life. And they're all 3 of them are younger than me. I'm the oldest one, but they're great people. All 3 of them are.
What about for you, Mom? Like thinking about Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there she goes. I saw the bottom lip quiver. It's coming.
Yeah.
Is there any way to explain the impact of her in your life?
Mm.
I know.
Oh,
My mom is an angel that walks the planet. She really is. She is gracious. She knows to listen. Instead of speaking all the time, she listens. She'll give her advice as adults to us adults when we ask for it. And occasionally, sometimes when we haven't, but most of the time when we ask for it. But she truly is a woman of God, and her children will stand up and praise her when she's gone. I mean, she's just, I hope someday I grow up to be just like her. She's amazing. And so was my dad. My dad's been gone for quite some time, but my mom is, but she's God's gift. I am so thankful that the Lord gave her to me. So she's pretty incredible.
Which you know that's why all 5 of your kids feel that way about you.
I know that.
that's one thing I want I want my kids to say about me too. I want to be that mom that they,
You want your legacy to be that. Yeah.
Yeah, that I was that good mom and listened and gave a good advice. And my 2 older ones, that without saying it, they show it. They are always coming to us and asking for advice and telling us things about this, and we get to have really awesome adult conversations that lead me to believe that I am leaving that same type of legacy. And I know my husband feels the same way too. So every day you just show up and you be who you're supposed to be, and you try really hard to make sure you are what they need you to be. But at the end, I think sometimes we try too hard. They really just need us to be who God made us to be.
I think we're too hard on ourselves. We all will do the best we can with where we are. And that's what he keeps reminding me, because I've got some of those guilt things. I always was a working mom and felt like I missed out on, we do what we have to do, and we do the best we can do, and we make lots of mistakes, and that's okay. It's okay. As long as you are still loving and guiding them the best you can to be as good people as they can be. And they're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. We learn from it. And I just pray all the time, constantly for my kids, and now for my grandkids, that the Lord will protect them, but most of all, that they grow up to be fearful of God, to live for him and to know him, and to live according to his will. So, but I think sometimes we're too hard on ourselves with these mistakes, and that's something I'm working on, because I have been terribly hard on myself about it. But we all do it, and it's and they've all grown into being pretty incredible people with all my mistakes I've made. So
that's right.
okay.
That's right. And you know what? God's grace is new every day.
That's
every
right.
day. And I love that your mom was like that too, because that's what I want to give to my kids. God's grace. And that's what I told Haven. I was like, you're not in trouble anymore. game over. That's in the past. It's over. We get to move on, and we're going to make this Mother's Day. We'll continue to make it the best Mother's Day ever for me, for her, for all of us. So.
Yeah, I think that's important. You know, it's like one of my favorite quotes is by Marianne Williamson. You know, and she goes, "It is my belief system, and I believe it's a belief system that we have to adopt, is that every person on the planet is doing the best they can in their moment. It's very easy for me to look back at my life and say, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know, I wish I had not made that decision. It would have changed the trajectory of XYZ and not caused me, you know, so much pain and hurt the people in my world and yada, yada, yada. But at the time, I didn't have the understanding of making a different decision. It was the decision that I made in my moment. And I think as moms, it's really important for you guys to understand, like, you could look back later in life, right, and wish you hadn't been such a hardworking mom. But that hardworking mom afforded us, you know, a beautiful home and education and, you know, help with school and cars and, you know, all the things that afforded us very fortunate lives that allowed us to then achieve because of her hard work, you know. And so I just, there's so many times where I hear her say, you know, if I had just been this kind of mom or focused more on this and not on this, then maybe you or maybe she or maybe he would not have or wouldn't be in this situation. Well, if God is perfect and he's an intentional God that does not falter or make a wrong decision, then every moment in our life is perfectly placed for us.
That's right.
You know,
I wholeheartedly believe that. And grace and space. You got to give yourself grace and space to get it wrong sometimes. Perfection, I despise that word. I do not like that word because I just feel like it's false expectations. We're just going to lead up to the one man that was perfect, you know? So we do the best we can. Can you believe that it has been an hour already? That was like the fastest, hour.
That was fast.
I know she was literally shaking in her boots before we got started, and now I can't get her to shut up.
No.
Stop talking.
Well,
No,
anyway.
so isn't it fun?
It's comfortable sitting here with you. I could not do this by myself.
Yes, you could.
No.
She always does that.
No.
I've seen this. She's literally conquered the whole wide world. So listen, let's close it down and get excited for next week. I will be back in California where you and I will be one-on-one together. I want to give a loud shout out to all the moms and all the motherly figures in the world that have stepped in and cared for the children. And, you know, there are women doing really incredible things in even other countries. And, you know, it's just, I think a mother's love is something that deserves to be praised and elevated and honored in the biggest of ways. And I've always loved Mother's Day. I've always loved loving her for being who she was in my world, you know? And so you've just given so much grace to all 5 of us kids. She's given so much forgiveness and she's so much wisdom, even when she doesn't think she is, you know? And Sandy, I know that Amber feels the exact same way about you. So thank you for creating one of my favorite human beings.
Pleasure.
It's a pleasure literally for everybody in her world. So thank you. So listen, we have completed the hour, and Sandy, I want to thank you, Mom. Thank you. I know that you were
Thank you.
a little intimidated, but and all you guys watching and all of you guys that will be watching, thank you for joining the Truth Revival Sunday nights at 7 p.m. We look forward to seeing you next week at 7 p.m. I'm Joshua James.
I'm Amber Fields, and we will see you next weekend. Bye.
Bye.